Congratulations, Jean. Our next honoree is Carolee Ramaley. After adopting two children who had previously experienced trauma, Carolee knew she was fortunate to be able to provide them with the support they needed to succeed. However, she realized that not all families are in the position to do the same. Wanting to help, Carolee volunteers for Child Crisis Arizona, which provides children and youth in Arizona with a safe environment free from abuse and neglect by creating strong and successful families. Carolee was able to take a leadership role and help CCA's fledgling board develop a strategic growth plan, become fiscally healthy, and significantly expand the number of children, youth, and families it serves. Joining Carolee today is Tori Taj of Child Crisis Arizona.
I absolutely love this story. I love what you guys are both doing in the community. I'm ready to talk to you guys. Ready? Let's start with Tori. Thank you so much for joining us. Nothing is more important, obviously, Tori, than ensuring our children are safe and have a supportive family environment. Unfortunately, we know that's not true for many children in our community. Tell us about the need and what Child Crisis Arizona does about that need.
So thank you, Kathleen. Thank you, President Russo and the leadership at SRP. You have been wonderful corporate supporters and partners with Child Crisis Arizona for many years. What we do is simple. Our vision is safe kids and strong families. We do crisis intervention services like shelter, group homes, and foster care and adoption. And in addition to that, we do prevention services. So we believe in prevention and early education. So that's what we do at Child Crisis Arizona.
Again, very important job. Now, Carolee, you clearly have a connection with the mission. Your kids are now grown. Tell us what you learned and how you've worked to improve when it comes to adopting children.
Thanks, Kathleen. Thanks, President Russo and others. We adopted our children. They were older. Our daughter was 8.5 when we adopted her, and our son was over 5 when we adopted him a couple of years later. Like many children that are coming into the foster system or are placed for adoption, they had suffered a lot of trauma in their early lives. That trauma can be neglect, it can be abandonment, it can be physical, mental abuse, and a whole host of range of traumas. We were lucky, Tom and I were able to build a support network that we needed to get our children educational support, counseling to help the family grow and bond together, counseling to help our children process their traumas, and other support just to help us grow and be better parents and build as a family. When I learned about Child Crisis, actually I first toured their shelter a number of years ago and saw the Phoenix Emergency Children's Shelter, and our son had come to us. He had been in the shelter for a while. And I saw what Child Crisis can do, right? That they support children, they support the families, they provide education. I was thrilled that Child Crisis could do that for families that weren't able to build the support networks that we did. When I found out that SRP was a supporter of Child Crisis and that Nina Mullins was actually on the board, I reached out to Nina to talk to her about joining the board and asked if when she was ready to step off, if she would recommend me to join the board. And I've been thrilled with my few years on the board to see the organization grow and expand its services. Thanks.
Thank you for all you do. Now, Tori, tell us what Carolee means to the organization.
Well, that would be twofold. Carolee is this beautiful blend for us. Not only does she do high-level board governance, and she's helping us grow strategically and serving more children and families, she walks the walk. She clearly is this quiet, passionate person who advocates for those children who don't have a voice. She's constantly being our biggest cheerleaders as professional staff to say, yes, we need to grow. We need to serve more. We need to serve more teenagers who really need our services in the foster care system. So not only is she an incredible board member who reads everything in detail, asks the right questions that a board member needs to ask of us, but she truly cares and has this huge heart. She never says no. Every single thing that we ask Carolee to do, the answer is yes. There might be questions around it, but she helps us achieve all of our growth goals and continue to serve others. So thank you, Carolee.
She definitely is a great one to have on your team. Now, Carrie Lee, I heard you nominated Child Crisis Arizona for the Attorney General's Distinguished Service Award in 2020, and they won thanks to you and thanks to all the volunteers and obviously what they do as well. What does that recognition mean and bring to the organization?
Thanks, Kathleen. I nominated Child Crisis for the award because I wanted them to be recognized for all the work they do, advocating for children, advocating for families, and now as we grow and expand into teens and young adults. Tori and her team are passionate and fierce advocates for children and families, and I wanted them to be recognized for that. And I was thrilled to nominate them for the Attorney General's Award, and even more thrilled that they won. It's a very well-deserved reward, and it recognizes all the work that Child Crisis does for safe kids and strong families. And it's just one small recognition of the work that they do.
Well, we have a couple more minutes, so I want to ask you guys a question. I know there is such a tremendous need for foster families as well. Can you guys talk about if someone's possibly interested or wants to know more, what do we need to know? And I can let either one of you guys can answer that question.
Well, Tori probably can give the most about it, but I can at least, to anybody who's watching or may see this, to at least consider looking into foster care or adoption. So otherwise I'll turn it over to Tori. She can talk all about what you have to do and what Child Crisis does for them.
Thank you for that. The easiest way is to go to our website, childcrisisaz.org. Look under the foster care and adoption and join us. It's a Q&A, it's a meet and greet, it's online virtually, and just learn more about the process. There's no obligation, but many times people attend one of these sessions and learn about it, and they think about it for the next year to a year and a half. And so also we have Facebook groups. And so go to the website and join us on one of our Q&A, frequently asked questions sessions. Thank you for asking.
No problem. Thank you guys so much for what you do. President Russo, back to you.
Congratulations, Carolee. Our next recipient